right, hello Master, and welcome to the big show. So I'm going to show you today how you can set up your mastery cohort. It's fun and easy. There's a few logistical steps to go through that I'll guide you through. But I think you're really going to have a good time selecting your apprentices. Other masters that have been through this have just had a blast, so it's going to be unbelievable. So let me show you what to do. So the first thing you need to do is set up your community on Google+, all right? Now, you see that mine already exists, so I already have my community here, all right? So I'm going to click on this. I'll take you over to show you my community, okay? This is what my community looks like, all right? Now, when you set up yours, this is what you're going to do. You go to Communities like this, and then you'll say Create Community, all right? It's going to be a private community, all right? And you do want to say yes, other people can find it to ask to join. Because sometimes your apprentices will contact you independently and ask for an invite, even though you'll also be sending them a direct link and inviting them as well, all right? So you'll call it whatever your name is. Let's just say you're Karen Hutton's Mastery Cohort, okay? So then you would say Create Community, all right? And after you're in here, you can do some more customization, like give a little tagline like the Arcanum. You could pick a little profile photo that you could put in here that represents your community. And then slowly you'll start to add more and more categories as well as an about this community. And let me show you two things about this that might be helpful. Let me jump here to my cohort. I put a little hot link up here because I'm going there all the time. So you only have room for 20 categories in your cohort, okay? It's maxed out actually. So you might want to go copy all the ones that I'm using. I have level 1 to level 9 and level 11 to level 19. And there's two areas here, kind of get to know you kind of categories. And you can do that however you like to. You know, it's your community. You can mix it up how you want. And then there's this about the community. You can see mine is quite sparse here. But let's go check out Ron's community. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to go in here, and inside that informational area, he kind of put some very nice sticky stuff that will always be up there. Okay, for example, here you can see about this community. It's welcome to the Arcanum, and he has his own little area here, all right? You can see he talks about himself, he talks about a few ground rules, and then he also links to several different things that he finds useful for his community, okay? So this is a really nice area to do that. So after you set up your community, this is one of these little logistical steps you'll have to do. Up here, you'll have this URL. Okay, go ahead and copy that to your clipboard. And then when you go back to your mastery cohort and initially set it up, all this is going to be blank, okay? But it's going to ask you to create your community and put a link here. So here, if I click edit, you're going to have this same kind of interface, except this will be blank. So you'll just paste in your community link, all right? You can also pick a category. The category doesn't really matter so much because you're probably a special kind of master like so many are, but it's just sort of a general idea, okay? I don't think that ever shows any place at all, just sort of an indication, I guess. All right, and now that you're done with that, you actually get to choose your apprentices. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. By the way, don't forget these handy dandy guides up here, all right? I'm sure you're already familiar with these, but if not, this gets you to the various leveling guides. Okay, for example, this is the Master's Leveling Guide. If you're ever confused about what to do, just come on in here and read about it, what to do, so on and so forth. Like for example, you might want to go ahead and watch the level 1 how-to for Masters as well, because there's special logistical stuff you have to do at level 1. Like right after they get in, for example, you want to send them a little welcome email. We have a sample of the welcome email. But that comes after this. Right now, let's choose your apprentices. So let's go back in here. Now I have many pretend apprentices right now, right? These are not really my apprentices. This is all kind of fake data. But what you're gonna have is you're gonna have all blank empty spots like this, okay? Because you have no apprentices yet. So you can go select a new apprentice. And by the way, you can do this ahead of time if you like, because you can come in here anytime and you can start favoriting people, okay? And actually I'd recommend that you come in and start favoriting people, okay? I put in a few favorites here. Now by default, you don't have to search. It just automatically does a search for you. And it actually does a sort on something called based on passion. All right, we have a secret formula that's based on how verbose they are, the kind of words they use, and if they include like sample photos. We think that's kind of a good thing, so a good indicator of passion. So by default, like the most passionate people will be up here at the top. And you see there's actually thousands and thousands of people in here. Now, what you might want to do is narrow it down a little bit. There's a few ways to do that. For example, like let's say that you like Crystal, okay? Well, you can give her a rating, 1 to 5 stars. And if you want to come back later and look at all the people you've favorited, we have this sort of really powerful search area up here, right? You can say, show my ranked apprentices, all right? And this will bring everyone back ranked in their various levels, okay? Now, currently, by the way, the interface may change on this. We're constantly evolving based on your feedback. For example, one thing we currently do is people that signed up to be a potential master, we put a green circle around them. So there may be another indicator by the time that you come in. But there's many other things you can do when you search here. Like you can search for the word, let's say wildlife. Like for example, I don't think we have wildlife as a specific category. Oh, we do. We just added that. Well, let's say that there's something like Ariel, for example. I know we don't have Ariel yet, but we might have that soon. So you can just search for the word Ariel here, and this will come back with the people that said they are interested in aerial photography, which in this case is about 28 out of the thousands, all right? So it's a pretty narrow group. You can always click Reset Search Criteria, and that'll take everything back to square one as well. Another thing you can do is you can filter by discipline. So you can go check like, oh, let's try landscape photography, okay? I'll say search, and that'll bring back a narrower group. It's 1,900 people that say they're interested in landscape photography. All right, so that's another good way to look for people. All right, you can look for country, you can search for city, state, province, and remember, it's up to you as to what kind of makeup, what kind of texture you want in your apprentices. You can have everyone be from the same area code, or some people like choosing people from all around the world so that there's constantly new posts inside the community. Some people like really artsy people that are all chatty. Other people want like super high-tech kind of people that are really into gear and that kind of stuff. But whatever you want, you'll find it in here. And remember, these are going to be your apprentices. You're going to take them up from level 1 to level 20. And so you'll probably want to get the kind of people that are look like they'll be good contributors, because remember, a lot of your apprentices will be spending time talking with other apprentices as well as you. All right, so that's a little indication of how you make your choices. And let's say I was going to invite somebody. I will invite, well, this will be very confusing, but I'll just go ahead and invite Benjamin Von Wong in, okay? Von Wong, because we're going to fast track him as a master. There we go, Von Wong. So I can say invite to cohort. All right. Are you sure you want to invite Von Wong to your cohort? Yes, I do. Okay, so it scrolls back up to the top for you. And if I go here to my master's cohort, let me tell you what's happening on the back end, because it's kind of interesting and important. So if I scroll down here, you'll see that I've invited Von Wong, and his invitation will expire I think it's about 7 days from now, and he'll get some reminders and this sort of thing, all right? I can send him a direct email. Let's say I don't hear from him. I can send him a note if you wanted to. But once he accepts, he'll come in as a level 1 person, and you'll get an email as well, all right? By the way, they're going to get an email telling them who has chosen them as a master, all right? So after they come back in, then you can start doing the level 1 sort of stuff, which you can go watch the other video for that one. All right, so that should cover it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a good time in here playing with this tool. We want to kind of be the eHarmony of masters and apprentices. So if you guys can come in here and give us some feedback about how we can make the matches better for you, so it's not information overload, this sort of thing. We want to make sure that you catch all these things. Well, that reminds me, there's so many little secrets in here. I can't remember all of them, but one of them is, like, we only put a little information in here. Like if you want to find out more about Sassy, you can click this, and it will unlock all this other stuff, all right? It talks all about the kind of stuff that they're into. So, as you can see, people are extremely, extremely passionate, all right? And if you do like the looks of some of their photos, you can, of course, click on them and see what they look like bigger. We have a nice little interface for that. You can jump around like this. Very cool. But you can also click on some of their other links up here, their social links or to their portfolio or whatever it might be. So you can really drink them in and get a good sense of them. All right. Well, I could go on and on about this. I should stop. You have a good idea now, and I hope you go in and have a great time. And best of luck to you. I can't wait to see what happens with you and your cohort. We're all watching. All right. Thanks. Bye.